Facing the Giants, there are many instances of servant speaker concepts. Today, I'm going to talk about three of them. The first servant speaker concept I'm going to talk about is God talk, doubt talk, and honest talk. God talk is expressing God's revealed wisdom. It is very important to use God talk in a way that does not offend the people you are talking to, and it is also necessary to be cautious of being biased when you use God talk. Therefore, anytime you say anything that reveals God's wisdom, you are using God talk. This is very evident throughout the movie Facing the Giants, and is especially evident in Grant, the football coach. Grant is often speaking God's revealed wisdom to his football players, his co-workers, and his wife. He talks about the Lord's promises and often brings in biblical references to his football practices. He is trying to encourage his team to know that all things are possible with God. Along with God talk, there is also doubt talk. Doubt talk is speaking within the limits of our own human knowledge. Doubt talk is also recognizing that we are not God and that we can be wrong, and this takes a humble attitude to know that what you think is not always right. Again, Grant is a great example of doubt talk. He recognizes that he does not know it all and that he needs the Lord's help, and that he's not the perfect coach and there's always room for improvement. Grant also teaches doubt talk to his players, and towards the end of the movie, they are using doubt talk and they now know that they don't have all the answers and they are looking to the Lord for help. Honest talk is avoiding intentional deceptions. Just as it is called, honest talk is speaking honestly. Honest talk is very evident in many characters in the movie, but the three that stand out are Larry Childers, JT, and Brooke. Larry Childers is often speaking honestly into his son David's life, even if it's what he might not want to hear. JT is also speaking honestly into many lives, especially into Grant's. And Brooke also speaks honestly into many people's lives, including her husband Grant's, even though it also may not be what he wants to hear. The second servant speaker concept that I'm going to talk about is speaking life or speaking death. Language is a powerful tool and can be used to uplift or to tear down. Speaking life is when you use your actions and your words to uplift and encourage someone, while speaking death is used to tear people down. It is important to use language in an appropriate way and not foolishly. 2 Corinthians 11:17 reads, "That which I speak it not after the Lord, but as it were foolishly." This shows that speaking foolishly and speaking death are the opposite of speaking life into somebody. There are many people that speak life into each other throughout the movie. Grant speaks life into his football players, and Mr. Bridges speaks life into Grant, and even indirectly into the students of the school as he passes their lockers and prays for them. There are countless instances of speaking life in this film, as it is an uplifting and encouraging film. But however, there are some scenes where speaking death is present. And the one that stands out is when some fathers are meeting together to try and get rid of Grant as a football coach. They call him things such as dead weight and say that he's not capable of winning. This speaks death into Grant's life and is hurtful. But the third servant speaker concept I'm going to talk about is vertical and horizontal listening. Vertical is listening to the Lord and receiving your wisdom from Him. When you use vertical listening, you want to know the wisdom of God, but you do not pretend to be God. In the movie, Grant and his wife Brooke are continually listening to the Lord, and they display what an attentive ear to Him looks like, even during difficult times. And Grant is using his wisdom from the Lord to lead his football team, and he and his wife are listening to the Lord and holding on to the promises that He has given to them, even though they have been unable to have children for 4 years. And horizontal listening is listening to authorities and to your audience. There are many examples of horizontal listening, but the people that display this the most are the football players. By the end of the film, they have learned how to listen to Grant and they obey what he says.